Okay guys, I'm just out today testing my Action 4 and Pocket 3, and I just want to test the different color profiles and adjusting the sharpness. Some people has complained to me about the other video I made that D-Log-M was too soft and too blurry compared to normal color profile. And I just want to see how the Action 4 compares to the Pocket 3 in different color profiles and adjusting the sharpness in camera. Of course you can adjust the sharpness in post, but I highly recommend shooting in lower sharpness and adjusting in post. That's the best way to do it in my opinion. But I did make a mistake on the other video. I wasn't adjusting the sharpness enough in the flat color profile. But these are probably two of the best cameras out on the market, and of course I'm going to test them in a much deeper review. This is just a color test. I just want to see how good the image quality is in flat color profile, but also normal, and especially adjusting the sharpness. Because we all know that if you have the sharpness too high, and too high that means in zero, I mean that's too much. You get too much of a digital profile. It looks kind of fake, and we all want as natural footage as possible and maybe a little bit more cinematic than typical action cameras do. That's why I'm doing this test today, and it's a beautiful day. The lighting condition isn't good in Norway, especially autumn. The sun is so low on the sky, but it's beautiful out in the woods as always. So we're gonna take some test footage in different color profile and in different sharpness levels on camera. But like I said many times before, I highly recommend you to film in lower sharpness and probably -2 on both cameras and adjust it in post. It's pretty easy to do, but that's the best way to do it, I think, if you want some kind of cinematic footage and not so highly processed image as action camera often deliver. The Pocket 3 isn't an action camera, but still I saw that on my other video, it seems too soft. So we're gonna test it a little bit, and maybe we will test the good old Pocket 1 just to see. This is of course an 8-bit camera, not 10-bit like both of these two cameras are, but still I was quite surprised by the image quality out of this little thing and compared to the Pocket 3. So you can watch that video, it's gonna be linked up here somewhere, so check that out. I was really surprised. So let's take some footage and compare it and see, and maybe do some Pocket 1 footage in between. There we are, Pocket 1, Action 4 and Pocket 3 in flat color profile on all 3 cameras. This isn't a review, like I said, or in-deep test. I just took some sample footage with my Action 4 and Pocket 3, and I just want to throw in the Pocket 1 and just see how good it actually is. The Pocket 1 and the Pocket 3 has face tracking. The Action 4 doesn't have that, and in many ways the Pocket 1 and Pocket 3 should make my background a little bit more blurry than the Action 4. The Action 4 has infinity focus. Is that what it's called? I don't know. But Action 4 and Pocket 3 has 10-bit, and I'm filming in flat color profile. I don't like to grade, but I need to practice. That's the point. I just want to see how the image compare with these 3 fantastic cameras. I normally doesn't use pocket camera that much, but they are perfect for vlogging. They are. And the Pocket 3 has really impressed me. Some people aren't that happy with it, but I think it's a big upgrade compared to the other cameras. It produces really good image quality, and the stabilization is fantastic, and that you have 10-bit also is important. So this can actually, the Pocket 3 can actually outperform the Sony CV1. I did a test with that, so you can check that out too. But this was just a short test today in not the best lighting condition, testing especially the Action 4 and the Pocket 3. But I'm gonna do a real test with both of them pretty soon. It's in the planning. But the Pocket 1 is an extremely cheap camera. I bought it for, what was it? 800 Norwegian krona. That's around 80 US dollars or something like that. Extremely cheap. So yeah, that was cheap as hell. So I was impressed with it, and especially the test I did with it was really impressive compared to the Pocket 3, which is many times more expensive. So and this is of course not an easy task for any camera walking in the woods, especially with the bad lighting conditions we have when it's getting close to winter and autumn. But that's where the strength of pocket camera, especially with the stabilization, action camera with electronic stabilization, can really struggle in bad lighting conditions. Of course the Pocket 3 is the clear winner compared to the Pocket 1 with a much bigger sensor, and the sensor also on the Pocket 3 is much bigger than the Action 4, but the Action 4 still has the largest sensor of all action cameras. And what I really like about the Action 4, some people don't like it, that's the wide field of view. This is standard D-warp on the Action 4. Sometimes it can be a little too wide for some people, but for me it actually looks really nice. The widest field of view, ultra wide, I never use. The Pocket 1 has the biggest issue is actually the field of view. I think it's 26 millimeters compared to the Pocket 3, which has 20. So 20 millimeter is for me the perfect field of view, especially for vlogging. So yeah, what do you think? This was a fun test, just a quick one. The Pocket 1, I throw it in the mix, the Action 4 and the Pocket 3. But remember, this was just to test the different color profiles and the right setting for setting the sharpness, because the sharpness is extremely important, and never crank the sharpness too high, because your footage will be ruined, because it's not possible to take out sharpness on your footage. It's better to put it in. So do that. Just crank down the sharpness and oh fuck, and adjust it in post. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and of course I hope you will subscribe to my channel. I finally get some monetization. People can give me a super thank. That's excellent, but I'm getting really close to get it fully monetized, so I really hope that happens soon, because this takes time and it costs some money to do it, but I love it. I do it for the fun. So give me a thumb up and subscribe, and of course I see you on the next one. Bye bye.